Okay, so this is part 2 of my festival volunteer vlog, where I prepare for Yallwest after just finishing Festival of Books. So the Festival of Books vlog should be uploaded if you haven't watched that yet. This is part 2. Guys, I found my ripped bodice hat, which I definitely thought I lost last week. And I had to wear a different hat instead of the one that I wanted to. Anyway, okay, so today is Thursday, Fierce Friday, which is the signing day that happens before Yallwest is happening tomorrow. And I have pulled the books that I think I will be bringing to Yallwest. We have Victoria Aveyard, Kaylin Barron, Marie Lu, Stephanie Garber, and Jasmine Guillory. There's still one more Jasmine Guillory book that I want to get. I feel like I shouldn't be buying any more books right now, but I want to. Especially because Aiden Thomas is going to be there, and I've been wanting to read Aiden Thomas for a while. I haven't read any of his books, and so I'm tempted to also pick up a couple of his books in preparation for tomorrow. So we'll see if I end up at another bookstore. But this is the pile right now that we are bringing with us to the festival. It is sizable, but I feel pretty confident that I can get most of these signed. Not everything, because there are some events. So it's like if I get into one of those events, then I might miss a signing or two, including the event I'm most excited for, which is Read with Cindy, is doing an event with her publisher where they are giving out copies of the ARC of her YA fantasy novel that she's releasing. And I want that more than anything tomorrow. I want to get my hands on that book, on that ARC, and I am zeroed in, focused on trying to make that happen. So we'll see if I can. But, if I don't, then there are a couple other signings that I'll be able to go to instead of doing the with Cindy event. So that's kind of where we're at there. I am going to Fierce Friday tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to vlog some stuff. I am a little bit awkward about vlogging in public because I don't want to record anybody's faces without their permission. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing in terms of vlogging tomorrow. But that's that. They did recently update. They updated today that Tracy Dion is no longer going to be attending Yallwest, which is sad. I already have all of my Tracy Dion books signed, so I wasn't really, expecting to be able to get anything signed by her. But there's been this thing that's been bubbling up on Book Talk about a creator who posted a video about how they had a negative experience with Tracy Dion, and the dialogue around it makes me a little bit uncomfortable or just sad, because basically what happened was this creator was very excited to see Tracy, and I guess was telling her something, sharing something personal with Tracy, and she didn't seem engaged. And she did post a video of this interaction, and I can understand why this creator, this fan, would be disappointed in her interaction with Tracy Dion. But the comments were I'm gonna go return my book, I'm going to go leave a 1-star review for Legendborn. That's terrible. That's why I knew there was a reason I never read Legendborn. And it seemed very negative, an outsized negative response to what is actually going on. And so I hope that she didn't cancel because of the negativity swirling around her right now. But honestly, it kind of feels like it might be the case, because like I said, it's been kind of kicking up in the last 48 hours. And then they posted that she wasn't going to come due to illness. And I don't know, it makes me feel icky, I don't think she deserves hate. I think that it's okay that fan was disappointed, and I don't think that it's unreasonable for that fan to have been disappointed. But I do think it's unreasonable to expect an author to match your excitement every time. And I just posted a TikTok talking about this, because this is literally what I was thinking about last weekend when I was an author escort for Chanel Miller, and about like how much people sort of expect in these signings and like how much emotional labor these signings can be. And Tracy was signing at BookCon where you're signing hundreds, like things for hundreds of people. And I think that it is not unreasonable that in your 500 interactions, your 300 interactions for the day, that a few of them aren't good. And again, it sucks to be one of those 3 people that has a negative interaction, but I don't think that that means that that author is terrible or needs to be canceled, So, not a fan of that. I saw the original video and also the follow-up with the footage of Tracy Dion, and the comments were scary. I get it. It didn't look like the most fun interaction. To be clear, Tracy was not being mean or aggressive or like doing anything like explicitly negative. She just wasn't responding as positively, I think, as this fan wanted. But yeah, there's so many people in the comments who were mad, big mad, and like very ready to just write Tracy off entirely. And I just don't think that that is a fair or like proportional response, especially because this is a woman whose first book came out in 2020. Like, she's been doing book tours for several years now, and I haven't heard, this is the first time I've heard of a negative interaction. And again, she wasn't being evil or terrible or intentionally malicious. She was just not as excited as someone wanted her to be, and she looked tired. So I don't know, man. The vibes there are off, but yeah, that's the latest update. Tracy will not be attending. There's one other author that dropped out, but honestly, it's an author I'm not familiar with, so I don't really care. But yeah, that's the update for now, and I will see you when I see you. It is Fierce Friday, and we are at the Book Off in Monterey Park. And the goal for today is to find Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I have been wanting to read that book for years. It's been on my radar, and then I've been like looking for it actively to buy since Aiden Thomas was announced to be at Yallwest, because it's just like such an opportunity. I don't want to miss it. So yeah, I've been looking at other bookstores. We're hoping again today. This is kind of our last ditch effort because I don't have time to shop again before the festival. So here's hoping that we can find some Aiden Thomas today. And then otherwise, there are a couple of other authors that are kind of on my radar. And if I find any of their books, we'll also pick those up. But that's the goal for today. We'll see how it goes. Okay, we are out of Book Off, and I feel like this was a really successful trip because we did find Cemetery Boys. Yay! That's very exciting. And we also found A Song of Wraiths and Ruin, which I have been looking for. I have been interested in for a while. And also this, like, I've been on the lookout for this one as well for a while because I went to Romanticycon. I volunteered for Romanticycon, and she was there at Romanticycon, and I was like, oh, I should bring a book for her to sign, but I just couldn't find it. I do prefer to buy my books used. I just can't bring myself to pay like $30 for a book most of the time. If it's like an already established author for me, I'll pay full price, but these are both new authors to me. I haven't read anything from them, and I'm so excited. Each of them were $5, so I walked out of there for like $11 with tax included. Incredible day. Love a visit to Book Off. I'm glad that I waited because I do, first and foremost, I would like to buy from the library bookstore if ever possible, but $5 each for these books that I've been looking for actually years. Incredible. So excited. We are going into Fierce Friday on a victory already, baby. I am gonna go head back to the house and get some work done because I did leave in the middle of the workday to go to Book Off. I'm gonna go get some work done before I have to head down to Santa Monica to go to Fierce Friday.
fancy. Balancing it on your head.
That was my trick for the day. Okay, I am home from Fierce Friday, and there is a fan going in the background, so if you hear that, that's what's happening. I was able to get 4 books successfully signed. I brought 5, so the one that I wasn't able to get was Once Upon a Broken Heart, Stephanie Garber. I was hoping that for Fierce Friday I would be able to get this signed because she is a ticketed author tomorrow, and I don't have a ticket to her signing, and I thought that I would be able to, but I didn't get to Fierce Friday until about 20 minutes before the event started, which was too late. They were doing wristbands for the authors that were like in higher demand, and so if you didn't get a wristband, you wouldn't be able to get your book signed, and unfortunately I didn't get a wristband. So I guess tomorrow we'll bring it with us and hope that maybe we can get in a standby line for Stephanie Garber. I was able to get these 2 signed by Kaylin Barron. I got Marie Lou's Warcross and Cemetery Boys, which I did have a ticket for Aiden Thomas for tomorrow, but I thought if I can get it done today, then that's one less book that I have to carry around tomorrow, and I was able to get it, so I did cancel my ticket, and I hope it went to a new person. But I also was able to get this art card. He was giving out art cards for everybody. I think there was also arcs that were given away to like the first 25 people, but I was not one of the first 25 people, so I got an art card. And yeah, so overall today was successful. I parked in the parking garage under the library, so I did have to pay $4 for parking, but considering it was a free event, $4 to be able to get 4 books signed, $1 a book. Great. That's great. I don't know why I didn't remember that there's kind of like a wristbanded thing happening with these signings, and why I didn't think to get there a little bit earlier. I literally worked Fierce Friday last year, but that's on me. It doesn't matter. Again, I got 4 out of 5 books signed, and that's pretty good. I did get the last wristband for Marie Lou though, so like I really cut it close. Tonight was pretty good. I think I had a good time. At one point I was balancing a book on my head, and there was somebody there taking photographs who did take a picture of me balancing a book on my head, which is fun. I was also balancing said book in the line for Aiden Thomas, so as I was walking up to ask him to sign Cemetery Boys, it was on top of my head, which that was a choice that I intentionally made. I was like, it's already on my head, so why not provide a little bit of entertainment for this moment? And that's how you know that I love attention. And I got to meet another person who was there who is like a content creator. She has her own Bookstagram and YouTube, and we followed each other. So shout out to Princess. Overall, today's been fun. I'm excited for tomorrow. I do plan on going to sleep early tonight because I have to get up at like 5. I think my shift starts at 7. It's gonna take me like an hour to get out there, and I need time to get ready in the morning. So early morning for me tomorrow, and then we'll see what we can accomplish. I think I need to actually write down the events that I'm going to try to go to, but the number one is the with Cindy. If I can get an arc of The Secret Life of Briar Rose, or The Secret World of Briar Rose, excuse me, I will be stoked. I will feel accomplished tomorrow if I can just get my hands on that arc. We'll see what I will and will not be able to accomplish. My shift is 7 to 11. I think the festival starts the gates open at 9. So it'll be interesting. But I'm excited. And yeah, here we go. Okay, it is 6 a.m. I just parked. 6:30. I just parked. So I'm half an hour early, and we'll head in. I did remember to bring my backpack full of books, which I had like a unrealistic fear last night, so I did set it in front of the door so I couldn't forget it. But yeah, let's see what we have going on today. The Santa Monica High School campus is so much bigger than my high school campus. It is actually crazy. The person in charge of my area let me go a little bit early to try to snag a ticket to the Cindy Pam event before they were all given out, but they were all given out. They announced it right as I got in line, so, you know, that's the luck of the draw, baby. Okay, so they posted that Cindy was signing ARCs, and I was like, does that mean they're giving away ARCs? And I went to the line. Unfortunately, it wasn't too crazy. I got there a little late, but I still got an ARC. This was the one I wanted today, y'all, and I got it. I got it. Okay, we're back from Yallwest, and I had a great day. And I do think that I was able to accomplish everything I wanted to, and that's lovely. I didn't get an ARC for The Siren by Tomi Adeyemi, which I would have loved, but everything else went pretty well. So first, I have all these like miscellaneous things like art cards and bookmarks and stuff. This Be Gay Kill Zombies, incredible. I love it. I'm so happy. And I was able to get all of the books that I wanted to get signed today signed. So we have 2 Jasmine Guillory's, 2 Victoria Aveyards, A Song of Race and Ruin, which I was worried that I was not going to be able to make it back in time, but I did, and I was able to get it signed, and she was handing out art cards, which is fun, and there was also like a sweepstakes to enter for an ARC of this, so that's cool. And then Stephanie Garber was here again today, but it was a ticketed signing and I didn't get any tickets, so I was hoping that I might run into somebody who had extra tickets. And when I was waiting in line for Victoria Aveyard, this is where it helps to talk to other people. There was a woman in line who was just behind me, and she had a ticket to the signing, and she offered to take one of my books. And it was you can only get 2 books signed per signing, so I was actually really nervous about not being able to get it done, but I was able to get this one signed as well. Very exciting. And then I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ARCs. This one was the one that I was like, maybe one of my friend's kids might like it, so I picked it up. This is Theft of the Ruby Lotus. And then I saw that there was a Tiffany D. Jackson ARC up there, which I didn't know that this book was coming out. Ghost in the Night. This is gonna come out in August, so that was fun. Then we have Astoria Fox and the Rise of the Wonder Workers. I picked this up because look at that cover. That's so exciting. This actually I got from the book swap table. The first 2 I got from I Read YA. This was from the book swap table at the festival. This was also I Read YA, a Jasmine Guillory ARC. This is her first YA, I think. I think it's her first YA. So I am so happy to have an ARC. And I did also get this signed because she was signing there too. So ended up going home with 3 signed Jasmine Guillory books. And then the one that I was most excited about was Cindy Pam's book. And she was signing and personalizing. Yes! So, also, as we were waiting in line, they were giving out art cards and pens. So, I'm stoked. That went perfectly. Exactly what I wanted. I didn't need a terrarium. I just wanted the book. And my shift went pretty well. I was stationed at the info booth, and most people had the exact same question. So, it wasn't very hard, and we had chairs. So, it was honestly a pretty nice shift. And then I hurt my feet walking around everywhere else. Honestly, it was a great day. I have my volunteer shirt. I have my volunteer badge with a little map on the back. Last year, they did give us little backpacks, and there was no backpack to speak of. But I did get to take a break and have pizza, and it was nice to just like have a space to chill away from everybody. And yeah, it did start raining. It did start raining, but it was towards the end of the festival, so it really could have been worse. And it didn't like last forever. But yeah, overall, it was like the weather was pretty temperate. I was, in and out of my jacket all day, and ended up seeing another friend I made in line at Festival of Books last weekend, and I had been telling her about Yallwest. She ended up coming, and then it was so funny. We met at Festival of Books because we were right behind each other in line, right? And then I didn't even know she was coming today, and we ended up right next to each other in line again. So that was very exciting, and I was so happy to see her. I made a few friends in line today. And it was just so nice to like be around so many people who enjoy books. And my favorite part of Yallwest is seeing all the actual like teens and children who attend the event, and they were out in droves today. So it was so nice to see so many young people who are excited about reading and, be excited about reading too. So overall, it was really good, and I loved all the ARC drops. There were really long lines for so many ARC drops. But fortunately, most of them were ones that I was like, I didn't really care about. So I didn't waste my time waiting in too many lines, and got to kind of enjoy some panels and wander around and talk to people. So overall, it was a good time. And that is a wrap on my 2-weekend long escapade volunteering for book festivals. I think we'll have a little break from book events for a minute now, but definitely so worth it. I'm so happy that I did it. And yeah, I can't wait for whatever the next book event is. I've got the bug. So, if you came to Yallwest, let me know. If you got a copy of The Siren, please tell me how it is. Let me borrow it when you're done, maybe. And I'll see you next time.